Hey everybody, it's Karen with Food and Family. I'm glad to be back. I have decided I'm going to go ahead and start my supper. And tonight I'm going to cook some cabbage and I'm going to fix some smoked sausage and some mashed potatoes and make some jalapeno cornbread. It's going to be a simple supper for us, but it's going to be oh so delicious. But first, I want to get my cabbage going. And I have a small to medium cabbage, and I've washed it, and I've cut half of it. I've cut it in half and then cut that in quarter. I'm not sure that I'm going to use it all. It's just me and Pop. And so we don't need a whole lot. But here's what I'm going to do. You see this core right here? If you'll lay it on its side like this, go at an angle, you cut that core out and it's over with. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to just kind of cut this in big chunks. I cut that in thirds and then I'm just going to start chunking it. And then I'll throw it over in my saucepan. I'm just going to kind of steam it down tonight, stew it down a little bit, and that's all I'm going to do to it. And in fact, to be honest with you, that little quarter right there probably be enough for us. But I'm going to cut off a couple of more chunks from that other quarter, and then put it in the pan. And I'm going to save this for another meal. We can make cabbage again. I could make fried cabbage, or I can cut this up and make some delicious coleslaw. Let me set this out of the way. I am calling this an uncut, so you're going to get to see me do everything. So I'll be moving around. I'll be reaching down behind me and down and getting things. So we're not editing. We're just going to do it. Now, I've got a little bit of water here. You know, cabbage is a watery vegetable. So you don't need much cabbage. Much water, because it's going to make its own. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to take and put some butter. Whoa! Put some butter in here, and y'all know that was coming. And I'm going to put, I don't know, I've probably got 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of butter right here. And I'm just going to plop that right in there. And we're going to need some more butter. I'm making a lot of noise, aren't I? I'm going to need some more butter for when we make our cornbread. I'm making jalapeno cornbread, and I've got my oven preheating to 435. I've told y'all that before. That's what I cook my cornbread on. Now, I'm putting some salt and some pepper in my cabbage. I'm going to put my lid on it, cover it up, and then I'm going to scoot it right here on this eye. Y'all, I took some time today. I have cooked and on this stove, and y'all know that I have been sick. I was sick before Christmas. Well, yeah, before and after Christmas. I had a very bad bout with the flu. So it's taken me some time to get over it, and I haven't had a lot of energy. So I'm just now getting back to where I'm cooking some. And so I took today and I spent a couple of hours in my kitchen cleaning and scrubbing my stove. It had gotten greasy and my knobs and the stove top, and I couldn't stand it anymore, and I had to just scrub. So that makes me feel good. I got that done. So next, what I'm gonna do is start my mashed potatoes, creamed potatoes, whatever you want to call them. I just call them delicious. And I had somebody say to me here, just in the last couple of weeks, is that the only kind of potatoes you cook? No, it's not. It's our favorite, but no, I cook a lot of other kinds of potatoes, but that's what I'm cooking tonight, is mashed potatoes. So, and y'all know, whoops, that I keep a little bag here, just a bag from the grocery, to put my trash in. So I'm going to peel these potatoes right into this bag. And then I'm going to have to step over to the sink and give them a good wash because these have not been washed. And I don't know, it's something about mashed potatoes. I just love them. And y'all know, I've told y'all before, potato is my favorite. And you've heard me say, if I got stranded on an island and that was the only food I had, or only choice I could have, it would be a potato. You can do so many things with it. We love fried potatoes. We love French fries. We like scalloped potatoes. We love au gratin potatoes. Pop Jones loves au gratin potatoes, and he was asking me just this weekend, we finally got out a little bit, and we went to the grocery store, because y'all, I have been ordering my groceries for delivery. And he asked me, he said, are you going to make some au gratin potatoes soon? So I've got to make him some au gratin potatoes. And maybe I'll bring you along for that. But I find, do you ever order your groceries online for delivery? In fact, I like to. Yeah, I find that I spend less when I do that, because if I'm in the grocery store, I'll see something, I'll think, oh, I'm going to get that, I might cook it, or let me get this. I go up and down each aisle because I'm just strolling along, spending some time when I don't need to, and spending extra money, and get home and get stuff and never cook it. And I don't like doing that. I don't like wasting. Let me give these a quick rinse. Rinse my knife off. I hope you can still hear me over here over this running water. Rinse my knife real well. Yeah, I just had somebody tell me, if you saw my last video, my pork chops, cabbage and potatoes video, that video is an old one. And it's one of my most popular. That one, and I have a cubed steak. That's my most popular videos. And I had somebody say that I didn't wash my hands between handling the pork chops and dipping into the salt and pepper. Yes, I did. And yes, I do. Editing. These videos are edited. You don't see everything I do. You don't see me wash my hands before I start. And in those videos, you don't see me wash how many times I wash my hands in between. So y'all just keep that in mind, that I'm a very clean cook. And that is a pet peeve of mine. My children know it. My grandchildren know it. And if you've heard them, seen them with me, you've heard them say, wash my hands. So they know they don't get in my kitchen cooking without washing. Anyway, I've said enough about that. I'm not going to say it anymore. But I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate any reminders like that is something we need to do. Plus, it keeps down germs just on a regular basis, washing hands. Okay, so I just handled potatoes, so I'm going to dry it on my cloth. I'm going to put some water over these. Doesn't take a whole lot. Potatoes cook fairly quickly, and but they love salt, so I'm going to salt it. I'm trying to cut back on my salt, y'all. I really am. And I know some people think I use too much, but I like my food to taste good. So we're going to get this one on this back eye. You know, it feels so good to be in here cooking with my clean stove. I know we're usually over at the island doing, and y'all don't see me over here very often. And I just love having my stove clean. Okay, so I need this one, but I'm going to put this away. And I'm going to get our sausages here. I'm using a skinless kielbasa today. Y'all know, Papa and I have told you before, we love nothing better than Conecuh sausage. I love Conecuh sausage. Now, as far as breakfast sausage, Swaggerty's is my choice. And I don't know if you can get Swaggerty's where you are or Conecuh, but if you can, I know you can order Conecuh online and have it shipped. And I'm changing my mind. I'm going to put this, I'm not going to do this yet because it doesn't take as long. I am going to start my cornbread. That's going to take longer than our sausage. I'm just making a little bitty skillet of it. Got it. I'm going to put it in my oven while it's heating. Now, you'll hear some people say you don't have to heat your skillet, and you don't. It's just a preference for me. I like to heat my skillet up. My mama always did. My granny did, so that's what I do. You don't have to. It's not a requirement. I need a bowl to mix my cornbread in, and a little spatula, and an egg. I didn't get my egg out. See, I said y'all were going to see me moving around, and I need some milk. I don't have any buttermilk. Yeah, so you know what we do when we don't have buttermilk. I'm going to make some. So I have got to go get some vinegar. Y'all watch my cabbage while I'm going to get some vinegar. I have some shelves out here in my garage that I keep stuff like this in on, and that way I don't have, I'm not trying to clog up my cabinets in here. When we remodeled this kitchen, was my decision. We decided not to have upper cabinets because I wanted it the open concept. So I gave up storage space to have my kitchen open and the kitchen that I wanted. So I've got one set of cabinets that I have some groceries in, but I don't put sugar, flour, stuff like that out in my garage. And big things like this, canned goods, I keep out there. You saw how quick I walk out the door and I'm right there. Anyway, pour you some milk in your cup, and I know this is probably going to be too much. And then a good splash of vinegar. We're going to let that sit there, and it's going to start clabbering while we make up our cornbread mix. So let me put my milk back in the refrigerator. All right. Okay, so back before Christmas, before Pop and I got sick, we were in the mountains. And y'all may have heard me tell that. And I got to meet a very, very sweet subscriber of mine. And we were in a little store by a restaurant that we like to go to. And I'm sure several of you I know go up there, and it's in Pigeon Forge, and it's called the Old Mill. Well, they have a little store, and at that store, they sell cornmeal, flour, stuff like that. They grind it there. And I bought some of the jalapeno cornbread mix, and that's what I'm going to use. So I emptied that bag, and so while we were up there, I bought another bag. And I'm ready to go back. I told Pop the other day, I am just ready to go back. That trip was short. We went on Friday. We came back Sunday. We wanted to go to Dollywood and see the Christmas decorations, and we did. So it was so much fun. Okay, so there we go. That is, I'm making a little skillet. That is a cup. This has measurements. That is 1 cup of cornmeal. Now this is a yellow cornmeal mix. I generally, when I'm buying cornmeal, I always buy white. I don't know why. I always have. That's what I grew up with. So that's what I use. So, but again, this does not go in the garage on the shelves. So we have, let's put our egg in. And now I need a little bit of salt in there. I forgot something. I like to put, even in these mixes, and y'all know how much I love White Lily cornmeal, buttermilk cornmeal mix. I always add a little bit of flour, even though it has some. So I'm going to put, about 1.5 tablespoons of flour. It's just what I like to do. And I need to put some salt. And it probably has some, but I always add salt. And we're going to let's break that egg up and kind of stir it around. And let's check our buttermilk mixture. Yep, see, it has clabbered already in just that short period of time. Can you see? Can you see that on my spatula? And it's ready for me to use. You heard my oven. It is preheated. I'm going to leave my skillet in there another minute. So let's start stirring it up. That's about 3/4 of the cup of milk. We might use it all. I don't know. We'll see. I love jalapeno cornbread. Now, y'all have heard me say so many times I do not do heat well. And I don't. But this is not hot. I don't know. There's something about it. It is not hot. But, you know, once you take the seeds and that rib out of that pepper, you lose most of the heat. And I think we're good. Used almost all of it. Now, I like to put a little bit of oil or butter, if I've got melted butter, in my cornbread mix. To me, it just helps make it moist. Now, some people I've seen, my mother did it now and then. She'd put a spoon of mayonnaise in it. You can put sour cream. I'm going to move that out of my way because I'm working at a smaller area here, so I don't need a whole lot clogging me up. She'd put a scoop of, just a spoon of mayonnaise in it. Let's get my skillet out. It may not be hot enough yet. I want to put, y'all have heard me say, I leave my pad on top of my handle because I don't want to touch that handle. And that reminds me that that handle is hot. So I'm going to put a little bit of butter. I'm going to put more than that. I like more butter than I do oil. And that first plop was short. That's about 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit of oil because that will help keep my butter from burning and give my cornbread a chance to cook without that burning. My brother Greg, y'all pray for him. He just had knee surgery, but he's doing good. He called me one day. He says, tell me how to make cornbread. And Stephanie was here, so we were telling him what to do. And she said, tell him to put that whole stick of butter in that pan. Of course, he's feeding some big boys, so he's making a big pan of cornbread. So he plopped that whole stick of butter and melted it. And when he put his cornbread mix, he said that butter just come rising up, rolling over that cornbread, and it was the best cornbread he had ever had in his life. I'm also going to ask y'all to say a prayer for one of my sister-in-laws. She's in the hospital. She just had a very, very serious surgery. I'm not going into details, but she's doing okay. But we're still waiting on some test results. But she had a very major surgery. So if y'all keep her in your prayers, I would certainly appreciate it. So you know more that's prayer works wonders, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to get this in my oven. Did you see all that butter that come up? So I'm going to set my timer, and I'm going to check this after 20 minutes, okay? I want to stir my cabbage. I wish y'all could smell it. I know you can see down in there because I see it in the camera. Looky here. It don't take cabbage long to cook. I just love it. And my potatoes, they're trying to come up to a boil. I tell you what I'm going to do, because this eye is hotter and that cabbage has been cooking, I am going to swap them around and get these potatoes going. Now, in this skillet, I'm going to have a lot of dishes to wash tonight. Or what do you say we let Pop wash dishes? I like that idea. He helps me, y'all. I make fun, laugh at him. Okay, let me move this out of my way. And, you know, I was just thinking I should have followed Stephanie's advice when she made, did y'all see when Stephanie made turnip green soup? She put her smoked sausage in the pan without oil. And I said, you don't need any oil? She said, no, it produces, you know, it renders out the fat. And it does. So I don't know why I put oil in it, but it's habit. But it's still going to be good. I am going to get this cut up. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Okay. Let's move this, and I will give my board a good washing, y'all. It'll get a good scrubbing. I have found one way, and I'm sure y'all know this, one way I like to clean my boards is with kosher salt and lemon. And I get that lemon on there, and then I just scrub. Because after using them for a while, and I was noticing today, because I cut my vegetables, onions and such on there, and y'all know I was going to put an onion in that cabbage, but that's okay. If I was frying it, I definitely would have. But anyway, after a while of doing that, it snails a little bit. So you need to really keep your boards clean. And I keep telling myself I'm going to use those plastic boards to cut my stuff on, but I don't do it. Okay, so I'm going to take these. You see how big they are. How much does this weigh? 14 ounces, so you can't get a full pound anymore. But I'm going to cut it into thirds. So I've got 6 pieces like that. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to cut those in half. And if you can, don't go all the way through that skin. I did that, open it up, and we're going to put it right in that pan. And that's how I like to fry my sausage. See, I went too deep on that one, but it don't matter. Does not matter. So if you do or don't. So I'm going to get these in this pan and get them frying up. They won't take long at all. So tell me, everybody, how have you been doing weather-wise? We went from really extreme cold, And we actually had some snow, but we had more ice than snow. And I think we fared pretty well here where we live versus what some other people did. But North Alabama, Northwest especially, I know I wiped my hands, but I'm not going to use this towel again, except for doing that. Northwest Alabama just got out of the deep freeze, and they had, I think, snow and ice up until just a couple of days ago, 3 days ago. And but it went from being warm to we had, I think, a very decent day, sunny day, but extremely cold, to now it's warmed up a little bit, but it has rained so much. My yard looks like a lake. And I'm done with that knife, so I'm going to get rid of it, and I'm going to get my washcloth so I can wipe down that board. But it has rained so much. Miss Patchy's not happy because she can't go out. And if y'all could have seen her a couple of days ago, she wanted out so bad and she begged. So I let her. It wasn't raining. It was just kind of dreary. So I let her out. And I said, don't go far. You cats have a mind of their own. She walked outside the door. And she just sat there. And as you go out my door, go right and you go down the steps. There's about 8 steps to go down. And she just sat there in front of the steps looking. She never got off the porch. She sat there with her little paws up under her. And she stayed there, I don't know, for probably about an hour. And then I looked around and she was at the door ready to come in. Well, last night, Pop walked out for a minute because we've had halfway decent evenings where it's not freezing, and he walked out for a minute. She went with him, and she did the same thing. She didn't want to come in, but she just sat outside looking around. She just wanted to be out. So she don't like to get out in the weather, and she don't like the wind when it gets blowing hard either. So I'm going to find something to put these sausages on, because I know they're going to be ready to come up before everything else. And I want to get a paper towel so when I take them up, I can drain them. All right, see, I put my potatoes up on that eye, and now they're cooking really good. So those will not take long at all. So let's see, let me find a spoon. I love having these drawers here. I've got my utensils right at the ready. So all I do is reach in and get one. Told you this eye is turned down on 2, and it is boiling so hard, so I'm turning it down a little bit more. These 2 front eyes are really hot, that one being the hottest. I think I'm done with this. So I am gonna move that and see what we can talk about. Yeah, I love it. You cannot see out my window, but I wished you could. Of course, there's not a sunset because it's cloudy, so you can't see the beautiful colors, but I love standing here when I'm cooking and I can see outside. We've made jokes lately. We come in and out of this garage the majority of the time, so I'm standing here cooking and Pop's coming in. So one of us is having to move and give, so we've made joke about that, whose idea it was. But it's nice to be able to sit here, and I wished I'd had this when my children were young and I could watch them play outside, because I could not keep them in. They were outside boys, still are, and they don't like to be hemmed up in the house. They get miserable. So but I love being able to stand here and look out. I'm going to move this as well. Yeah, I told you y'all would see me moving around a lot today. That's just a part of it. You cook, you know how much you have to move around and things you have to do in the kitchen. So I want to throw a couple of these things in my dishwasher. Y'all watch that, them sausages for me. I know you'll take care of them. And we're going to get these things put away. So you know what? I love to clean up as I go. So when it comes time to clean up after dinner, there's not much to do. And I don't like to have a mess. I can't cook in a messy kitchen. What's our cornbread looking like? Oh, it's looking pretty. It's still got a few minutes to go, quite a few minutes to go. But it's about at the halfway point. This is getting a little bit of color on it. It's probably not time to turn it, but I want to look at it. Oh. Something, I don't know why, I decided this morning I just wanted some smoked sausage. We love it, and so this meal is right up our alley. We've just got to where we don't eat huge meals, and so we just like simple little meals like this. Now come weekends, if my children are here, we'll put out a huge spread, but or I cook bigger on the weekends. Some weekends we eat out. Some on the weekends we don't eat out during the week. And that cabbage is about done. How long have we been on here? Well, we've been on here 30 minutes already, hadn't we? But I'm so glad y'all are with me today. I like having you in the kitchen with me, and I certainly appreciate each and every one of you. And I just want to say to you guys, if you have not gotten my cookbook, y'all think about it. And I'm having to do another print, and because we've sold almost all of them that we had. So we're going to have plenty. And so you can order it at KarenJonesFoodandFamily.com. And keep in mind, what date was it? May 4th. My very good friend, you've heard me talk about Kim, and she helped me with this book. She helped me do editing. She is wonderful at that kind of thing. And she's a computer whiz. And she works for Shelby County. And so they're going to have a thing with the farmers come and set up booths, and she has other people. So I'm going to go down, set up a booth, and I'll be there and have my cookbooks, and I'll be signing books. And so if y'all are in the area, y'all can come by, and I'll put out more when I have more information on it. So far, that's the only thing I have is the date. And I don't even have the location yet. She does. She knows what it is. I just haven't gotten it from her. So I'm going to turn that cabbage off because I think it's done and I don't want to overcook it. But I hope y'all come by and see me. And but we're getting some more books printed up. And so I want some for there. And I want some for you guys. We've gotten a lot of new followers, and y'all, I certainly appreciate, and I appreciate each and every one of you, my old followers, my new followers, and I just love hearing from you. So I love it when you comment and or send me messages, send me emails, and March, I'm going to have one of my subscribers We've become really good friends. And he's going to come up. He's in South Alabama, and he's going to come up and cook with me. So I'm looking forward to that. Turn that around because I've got a hot spot on this side. I'm looking forward to having him here with me. So I wish I could have all of you with me. But I am looking forward to that. Let's check our potatoes. Let me see. They should be getting right about ready, because they do not take long at all to cook. Yes, they are. You know what? I think I want to let them cook. Got a couple that's not quite so soft. Let's let these cook a couple of more minutes. And then we'll be ready to do those up. So we're going to have supper ready in just a minute. What time is it? Oh, it'll be a few minutes before Pop gets home, but maybe he'll get here pretty soon. And this sausage is almost done. And it smells so good. Do you like smoked sausage? Would you rather have smoked sausage, Polish sausage? Tell me, what do you prefer? And how do you like to cook it? We like it. I tell you what I like to do. We love it like this, but I like to cook it in the whole lengths. And those were big, so I'd cut it in half and put it on a hot dog bun and cook some peppers and onions to go down, cook them down, and put those on it and squirt some mustard on it. We used to get sausages like that, and you probably did too, when we would go to the state fair. And we haven't been to a state fair in years. But we looked forward to those sausages. And there is a place in Gatlinburg, and whenever he's there, Parker has to go visit it. And if you know anything about Gatlinburg, you know Fanny Farkles. They're in the center of Gatlinburg. It's I want to say game room, I guess, because they have all those games that you can play. And they sell these sausages and other things too. But he loves these, and it's a must for him to have his sausage dog. He loves them. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start taking these up. We have got a beautiful, beautiful plate here. And these are going to be too many, but one of us will have them for lunch. Okay, so I'm going to move that to the back. And looky here. Doesn't that look good? All right. I'm going to set this aside. I'm just going to go ahead and set it over here, y'all. Have it out of the way. Let's check this one. We're going to have this meal together. And, y'all, we've been on here. My clock says 38 minutes. And we're almost done. I've got 3 minutes left on the cornbread. And it'll be ready to come up. I'm fixing to do these potatoes. So let me go drain this water off of them, okay? We're going to get these whizzed up. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Looky here. Let's put some butter. Whoa, it's loud. Let's put some butter in here. And that's enough. You ever heard me say that's enough butter? I'm using evaporated milk. I have some in my refrigerator that I need to use up. And I'm going to put a squirt of sour cream in here. My daddy, when we were growing up, my mom always kept, the little small cans of evaporated milk. And I don't know why she didn't just buy the big cans, because that's what my daddy used in his coffee. And now and then he'd let us drink a little bit. But you know that stuff will give you a bellyache if you drink too much. I love my cordless mixer, y'all. Pop got this for me for Christmas. And if y'all want one, it's in my Amazon store. But it is the best thing. You see how low it's going? My other hand mixer won't go that low. And neither will my stand mixer. And it's kind of quiet, isn't it? Oh, those potatoes were so soft, it's not taking anything to cream them up. So let's pour in some milk. I love evaporated milk in my potatoes, and I don't know why I don't use it more. But sometimes I just don't want to open a whole can, because I keep the big ones, just for a little bit to go in my potatoes. We've got to get our cornbread out of the oven. And we're going to check these potatoes for seasoning. Y'all know what? I'm going to leave this in a couple of minutes. I want it just a little bit browner. And let me get a spoon, because I want to check those potatoes for seasoning. Make sure we got enough salt or stuff in it. We certainly do. So, and they are ready. And that's it. So I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to put the lid on it. And I'm going to sit it back. Okay, so let me go put this in the refrigerator. And my sour cream, because I don't want them getting warm. Because I don't need my milk warm, because I'm not going to do any more with it. I need to pour it up in a little jar now that I've finished with it. So I'm going to put my mixer up. And as soon as this cornbread comes up, we're going to be done. I'm going to use that again and that. I'm going to put this away. Let me get my cloth, and yeah, let me run some water over my beaters. Have you noticed if you don't really rinse your beaters or your pot, those mashed potatoes in there kind of set up, they get like concrete, don't they? So I like to go ahead and rinse them off a little bit. All right. So I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Let me get a new cloth. And as soon as that cornbread comes up, I need to get a plate to put that on. I like to turn mine out onto a plate. I'm making a lot of noise, aren't I? I know I see a lot of people leave it in the skillet, and that's great. I don't know, I just like to turn mine out. And my mama always did. And I'll show you what she used to do. You probably do this, or your mama probably did it. I'm going to put that knife up under it so it keeps it lifted up off that plate and it don't sweat up under there and get soggy on the bottom. We're almost there, just a few seconds. Okay, we're going to call it. Oh, yeah. And just that couple of minutes did what I wanted it to do. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so. Ooh. Oh, my goodness, y'all. See how I put it under there and it lifts it up just enough to keep it off that plate. So we have got us a beautiful meal. I'm not going to make a plate because I'm not ready. Pop's not here and I'm not ready to eat yet, but I wanted to get this cooked and I wanted y'all to be with me when I cooked it. So you've got my smoked sausage that I cooked. I just showed you the cornbread. Look at these beautiful creamed potatoes, mashed potatoes, whatever you want to call them. Just call them delicious. And this amazing cabbage that we cooked. And it's going to be so good. And that is our dinner tonight. So I'm going to keep this warm. I'm going to set it right over here on the stove top and keep it warm so Pop has a good hot meal when he comes in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you for joining me today. And I hope you enjoyed watching me cook this supper tonight. So y'all please come back and visit with me again. And I appreciate each of you. I love all of you. And I thank you so much. And I thank every one of you that have bought my cookbook. And I look forward to hearing from you and others buying my cookbook and enjoying my recipes. Again, I'm working on volume 2, but it's going to be a little while before we get that one out. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget, hit that little notification bell so you'll know when we put out our next video. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.